Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It seems to me as though a young man in America is applying for the job of being Satan in America. You know, we learn a lot when we're children, when we're very young. We learn quick. And I remember someone saying that it was beautiful to love, that it was divine to love, that it was godly to love, that we as human beings existed on this plane as we do because of the love that God had and is sharing with life. And so we happen to be a part of that. That everything that is wonderful represents and can be associated with love, with God, heavenly, peace, prosperity. You know the story. Freedom and living the dreams. And on the other hand, there was another consequence. Excuse me. And in contrast to that, we heard that if you hate it, that it separates you. That if you lie, you're not trustworthy. And you know where I'm going with that. But they ended up saying that you would end up not in heaven, but in hell. And in hell would be that place where all of the troubles that we as people ever experienced on this earth will be multiplied in a state of hellishness. And even to the extent that the wars that have been fought could still be going on. People still getting bombed and not dying, just repeating, getting caught in fire with bombs and never burn up. This is the worst stuff that you can imagine. Now you got people who actually would sit up and maybe can't go to that extreme because they don't have that ability. But to the extent that they do, they would. And actually threaten to do this to humankind, but in a deceiving kind of way. They don't just come out and say, this is what I'm going to do to you, usually. But they make you think somebody else is going to do it to you. It's exactly what Donald Trump is doing in America. He is taking himself. Everything that comes out of his mouth is about him. When he talks about somebody being clumsy and ignorant and stupid and dirty and evil, he's talking about himself. And he's just saying it about other people. Saying it about other people because he knows that ugliness exists. He knows it exists because it exists in him. And he's banking that there are others out there who are just as cruel as he is. And he's just landing on the line, saying that other people are like that. And they are out there just like that. And they know what he's talking about. They know that he is talking to them. And he's saying others are. So those who are not like that are looking for others to see, where are they? And so when you start overprotecting yourself by looking amongst yourself for these low down crooked people, you're not actually focusing on what you really need. Someone who have compassion, someone who can do this and understand the pain and suffering, want to make sure it doesn't happen continuously, that it ends. No, you don't focus on that now. You're just focusing on this crook, this low down one that's going to do all the dirty stuff to you. And while you're sitting there ignoring the truth, this low down dirty one got your support because you think he's telling you this, that he will protect you, and he's the first one that's going to use you because you're blind, you can't see what's happening. And so you give him your support. Then he comes back powerful. And everything that he said that he would do to others, he began to doing it. And he does it to you a little bit later on because he needs you. to support what he's doing to those others that he can't stand, the ones who know and knew who he was and responded likewise. Now it is day of revenge. It is this hell that was founded on the fact that when America started, it started talking about God, but stepping out on the wrong foot. It did some good things, but it turned around and did worse things. And America's history depicts that, and it's done it in such a way that it is the number one, well, at least they say this about themselves, it's the number one country on the face of the earth. Now, what does it take for you to be the number one country on the face of the earth? Think for a minute. What does it take to be the number one country on the face of the earth? You're right. And so what we'll have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is become number one. We have to change. We have to set the example. Now I'll tell you what it takes for me to be satisfied. And I guarantee you, for the most part, unless you're as evil as the one I just got through talking about, you will feel the same way. Every last one of us want to be satisfied, and there's a way to do it. We got to stop trusting in people like Donald Trump. We got to stop trusting in people like Joe Biden. You got to stop trusting in people that white or black or male or female. You got to start trusting in the power of God. The power of God, the power of love, that you, my friends, understand. And you allow to be a manifestation through the actions that you contribute to the society every day. You, all of us, we got to grow up. They say we are like cattle. And I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about all people who are controlled by those who have manipulated and used them and abused them. And we accept what we are allowed to have based upon what system we live under, rather than living under the divine system of God, where we can have our needs, wants, and our desires met when we want them met. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, wake up. Wake up call. Trump, it appears, is auditioning to be America's Satan. Think about that.